Good to see you again. I've never expected to meet you at this place. If your Excellency takes a step forward, you will be the first U.S. president to cross the border.
Whoa, no.
Really hasn't been done because we broke every record. It's the largest, I always say the most massive, but it's the largest tax cut in the history of our country, and reform, but tax cut. Really something special.
I just want to say I am so grateful. First, I want to thank God because God got me through a lot in prison. Yes, I went to prison. I did my time. I was good the whole time. I worked. I stayed out of trouble. I programmed. I did what I need to do. When y'all passed this, I could have fell through the floor because I had been waiting for years and years for them to pass that mandatory minimum. That's a hard thing. But I'm grateful. I thank everybody who put their hands in it, all the hard work, and I really thank you for signing that bill. So when you signed it, I could have went through the floor. Thank you so much.
We're also proud to have with us on stage 5 more Americans who have been released under the First Step Act and transformed their lives. And that includes Gregory Allen. Where's Gregory? Gregory. Hi,
Gregory. Mine is real short. 2 months ago, I was in a prison cell, and I'm in the White House. Let's continue to make America great again.
Come.
Thank you so much. First of all, everyone knows me. I have to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, first. And I want to thank our incredible president, President Donald John Trump. I just told him I finally get a chance to hug you and properly say thank you for believing in me. And I'd like to thank all of the advocates who have fought so long for me, who have been working behind the scenes trying to magnify my case. I thank everyone in this room for your prayers. And I also want to thank the media for being so kind to me, because you have really helped magnify my story.
Are you serious?
But thank you. I'm an example of a woman who has been given a second chance in life. There are so many others who deserve that same second chance. And so I'm grateful for platforms like this, for events like this today, that magnifies that need. Because somehow, when you see a face, when you see another human being like me, who has been separated from their family almost 22 years, that changes things, that changes heart. God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Alice. You know, when you said, Alice said, I want to also thank the media, I sort of bent over and said, are you sure? She said, and I do too. I think it's fantastic. That's great.
I look at the policy. Mm-hmm. I'm a policy wonk. And I have this unique index I should share with you. I have interests in almost, it is over 50. It's over 50 private companies now, all in practically every state. Very few states we don't have interests in now. I get the monthly cash flows of every one of these businesses, because most of my deal structures are royalties, as you know, or venture debt, or preference shares, or converts, and I have lots of covenants around cash flow. I have never in my life seen an economy like this. This is even better than the 60s. It is phenomenal. And I think primarily because of deregulation, not tax reform. My companies in California, in Texas, in Florida, in Illinois, at the municipal level and the state level have been set free.
What is the nature of that deregulation?
I'll give you an example. In California, I had a deal that converted strip mall, retail space that had failed, 1,200 square feet, and turned it into a place where you could paint and drink wine. And very successful business called Wine and Design. You get a painting lesson, you sip wine with your friends, you enjoy yourself for 4 hours. You do a painting. The regulations to actually allow people to do that included such absurd regulations. For example, a frosted glass window had to be within 21 feet of a back door that did not have frosted glass, but had bars across it. And all kinds of absurd regulations have been on the books since the 50s. Well, Trump swept all that garbage away.
How did he do that? Where does that come?
He basically, anything that has a federal mandate, he just ripped it up. And some of these regulations were federally mandated, and others were stripped away by states watching businesses leave and saying, wait a minute, if they're deregulating that for Texas federally, I'm going to do that on a state basis. All of a sudden, I can open up stores all across California where I never could, just like that. And so this has been a really interesting time over the last 36 months, and I see no slowdown. I just saw last month's numbers. Wow. I mean, I'm just...
So now you're making me think it's the fall of 1929. I don't know. It's like,
no,
things can only keep going up.
I'm very optimistic about the domestic economy. We could have trade war issues with the S&P 500 because 46% of their sales are international. But I'll tell you this about Trump. Here's my assumption. The chance he doesn't get a second term, in my view, is zero. And I'll tell you why. I don't recall in modern times when going into a second term at full employment, the incumbent of any party has ever lost their mandate. Ever.
Access to affordable medication. Thank you all.
So today I'm taking a bold and historic, very dramatic action to reduce the price of prescription drugs for American patients and American seniors. Previous administrations did nothing, absolutely nothing. Today, we once again proudly launch American astronauts on American rockets, the best in the world, from right here on American soil. We are working toward a more just society, but that means building up, not tearing down, joining hands, not hurling fists, standing in solidarity, not surrendering to hostility. Moments ago, as we witnessed the launch of two great American astronauts into space, we were filled with the sense of pride and unity that brings us together as Americans. That same spirit which powered our astronauts to the moon has also helped lift our country to ever greater heights of justice and opportunity throughout our history. So today, as we mark a renewed commitment to America's future in space, a tremendous commitment it is, let us also commit to a brighter future for all of our citizens right here on Earth. When Americans are united, there is nothing we cannot do. From day one of my administration, we put America first.